Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this info session for Africa Business Angel Thematic Network. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all today and to have you all with us. Today, we will essentially be going over a number of details relating to our thematic networks, and TD will be the person leading this session. And TD is the president of ABAN. And apart from TD joining us today to lead this session, we also have a number of champions of our selected networks, thematic networks. And it's my great pleasure to introduce you all to Yemi Carey, who is a champion for clean technology, the Angel Network. And also we have Umolinga in the room, who is also a champion for climate smart agriculture thematic. And we also have Hannah. I'm not sure if Hannah is around, but she will be joining shortly, joining Umolinga in the climate smart agriculture thematic. And we also have Digital Trade. Linton will be joining us later on as the champion and smart cities. Welcome everyone again, and TD, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I will, just for those who do not know me, turn on my video for a couple of seconds just to say hello. My name's Tomi Davies. Everybody calls me TD. As Fadila just told you, I preside over an amazing board of people at the Africa Business Angel Network. My background is in technology innovation, and I've sort of spent the last decade and a half as an angel investor building a portfolio of startups while also trying to help others understand how you actually can support startups, create value, have social impact, and at the same time have fun. Like I said, I preside over ABAN, and ABAN in collaboration with the EU, that's under the Africa-European Digital Innovation Bridge Network, which we call AEDIB, has been tasked to create new angel networks that are focusing on their 4 key thematic areas. That's climate smart agriculture, smart cities, clean tech, and digital trade. So let me see if I can share with you our perception of those 4 areas, and then I'll talk about the program that ABAN is running. On climate smart agriculture, which we call CSA, it's a sustainable approach to agriculture that looks to address the challenges of climate change while also improving food security and livelihoods. As most of you, in fact, all of you should know, Africa's vast agricultural potential stands to benefit from CSA practices. However, unfortunately, smallholder farmers on the continent don't have the kind of access necessary in terms of resources and technologies. We call it pure water phones here, and even that is not available to them. Now, what that does, though, is it presents a significant opportunity for angel investors who are interested in making an impact in sustainable agriculture on the continent. By investing in CSA projects, well, first of all, you not only get to support the smallholder farmers, to uplift them by their use of technology, but you also contribute to global efforts to mitigating climate change. So investing in CSA startups can take quite a number of forms, including providing funding for commercial deployment of new technologies and innovation. Of course, I would say that. Improve soil health, water management, crop yields. we could support agribusinesses that are putting in CSA practices by providing capital for their development, whether from MVP onwards, expansion, or even helping them access new markets. One example that I personally, think we can reference is Sun Culture. Okay, they're providing solar-powered irrigation systems to farmers in Kenya. They started with angel investing. Yes, they did. So they help farmers overcome the challenges of unpredictable rainfall patterns caused by climate change, while also reducing their resilience on, fossil fuels. So they're not burning up the trees, which is what historically we would do for warmth. So investing in CSA on the continent not only has the potential for high financial returns, but it also creates positive social and environmental impact. And by supporting sustainable agricultural practices, angel investors can help drive economic growth while also promoting long-term sustainability and resilience. So that's sort of our take on CSA. So having said that on CSA, smart cities. Well, smart cities, those are urban areas that use technology and data to improve the quality of life for residents, enhance sustainability, and even optimize resource usage. Our country, Nigeria, is at the heart center of urbanization, not to talk of the rest of the continent, where with over 40%, now you just take Nigeria alone, 40% of Nigeria is what? They're expected to live in cities by 2030. My home city, Lagos, is a classic example. The growth rate is crazy. I live in a place called Lekki. Go look it up. It's one of the fastest growing urban areas on the continent, on the planet itself, not even just the continent. And that presents a significant opportunity for angel investors interested in supporting the development of smart cities on the continent. It can take many forms. Okay, I'm talking of, again, innovative solutions. You hear me rub on about that because that's what I believe in, digital transformation. Now, urban challenges that improve connectivity, access to even basic services. Look at what we've done. Look at what's happened with fintech. So if you now look at, I'll give you an example like Kenya's Konza, Technopolis. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Okay, they've got investments even from Huawei. And what they're looking at is things as basic like traffic congestion, waste management, energy efficiency. These are classics that every city needs, the digitization of which is what we're talking about here. So investing in smart cities on the continent has the potential to yield those kind of financial returns. Well, I'm quite sure some of you will say, yeah, TD told us. And some of you will be saying, yep, and I did it. Because by supporting sustainable urbanization, angel investors can help drive economic growth while improving quality of life for millions of people across the continent. And the third one we have is clean tech. Clean technology, but we all call it clean tech. And that's the innovative technologies and practices that reduce or eliminate negative environmental impact while promoting economic growth. Now, this one is so wide. I love it because we're so rich in renewable energy resources such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. We're an ideal market for clean tech. You can support, as an angel, in terms of supporting, well, there's so many innovative solutions to energy challenges. It includes companies that develop, those that manufacture renewable energy technologies, solar panels, wind turbines. I'll give you an example of one that I've invested in. Okay, it's a company called Power Stove. When I met Okese in, I think it was 2016-17 at Demo Africa in Cape Town, he had a diagram of a cooking stove he was going to do. Today in Abuja, he employs over 60 people and they're manufacturing 5 5,000. I was going to say 50. That was ages ago. Today, we just opened the factory that scales him up, 5,000 stores. But that's not the story. It's the fact that the carbon credit that comes from these rural women using it is tradable. So angel investors can support clean tech solutions, okay, biofuels, locally sourced materials for improving water treatment. The list is endless, okay? And all of them create positive social and environmental impact while also providing, we're not in it for charity, financial returns. So by supporting sustainable energy access, you can spur economic growth and construct a more resilient future in impactful ways that will empower communities with long-term prosperity. Now, finally, on digital trade. Digital trade refers to the use of digital technologies to sort of facilitate in my opinion, cross-border trade in goods and services. What does that mean? Well, we know we're home to a rapidly growing digital economy. We've got what, 500 million mobile phones now? And we're talking of, last I checked, AfriLabs passed the 400 active tech hubs across the continent. Now, this presents an opportunity for angel investors interested in supporting the development of digital trade on the continent. How do you support? Well, e-commerce, everybody's in that. You got logistics, you got payment systems, marketplaces. The list is endless. Who do I want to talk about? Jumia? Do I talk about Kunga? What marketplaces? So again, investing in digital trade on the continent, like the other themes, presents an opportunity for significant economic returns, while also creating positive social impact. By supporting inclusive e-commerce growth through angel investing, you can drive economic development while promoting access to affordable goods and services right across the continent. So those are the 4 themes that we as ABAN have coalesced with AEDIB to support Angel Networks through our program. And the aim of our network is to educate and support angel investors allied to these thematic areas and encourage growth, among startups that focus in these particular areas. How do we intend to achieve that? Well, first thing we're going to do is make sure that we train angel investors. We recognize the importance of providing education and training opportunities for angel investors, specifically in these thematic areas. To support that, what we're launching is a series of masterclasses focused on these emerging themes. These masterclasses are designed to provide the angel investors with the knowledge, the skills necessary to identify investment opportunities in these sectors so they can make informed investment decisions. The classes are going to cover topics such as market analysis, due diligence, deal structuring, portfolio management. In addition, we're also going to provide a range of knowledge, resources, and tools for angel investors interested in these thematic areas. These are going to include access to research reports, industry insights, and case studies that highlight, successful investments in the thematic areas, be it clean tech, smart cities, CSA, or digital trade. Through these initiatives, we're aiming to build a community of knowledgeable and skilled angel investors across the continent who can effectively support entrepreneurs working in these emerging thematic areas. By providing education and training opportunities for investors, we're aiming to create an ecosystem that supports innovation and growth in key sectors and have significant potential to drive economic development across our continent. Overall, our efforts to train angel investors in new thematic networks through masterclasses and knowledge resources to us is an important step towards promoting more effective investment practices on the continent. As interest in clean tech, smart cities, CSA, and digital trade continues to grow, we believe it's crucial that investors locally have access to the information they need to make informed decisions that's ultimately going to help drive economic growth and social impact across Africa. Second thing we intend to do is to get angel investors to support digital innovation hubs across the continent. You all must be familiar by now with Catalytic. We also intend to continue to encourage angel investors to support digital innovation hubs, but now with a focus on the thematic areas. Okay, we believe this is going to promote economic growth because by supporting digital innovation hubs, angel investors can create an ecosystem that promotes entrepreneurship and innovation. And this can lead to the creation of new jobs. In fact, it will increase productivity and ultimately, and bang on again, economic growth. Second thing we believe it's going to do is support sustainable development. So digital innovation in areas such as clean tech and the ones I've mentioned, smart agriculture, have the potential to promote sustainable development by reducing carbon emissions and improving food security. I gave you the example of the cooking stove that's giving us carbon credits. Now, it'll also encourage social impact. Investing in startups focused on themes like clean tech can contribute positively to society by creating solutions that improve public services, reduces poverty levels, and improves living standards. It'll also provide access to untapped markets because by investing in digital innovation hubs across Africa, angel investors can access untapped markets with high growth potential. These investments have the potential to generate amazing financial returns. But it's not just the financial returns I keep saying. It's about that positive contribution socially to society. But most importantly, it's about building a supporting ecosystem. On the continent, we say you want to go fast, you go alone. You want to go far, you go together. It's about building a supportive ecosystem. And we expect our efforts are going to encourage angel investors to support digital innovation hubs to create that ecosystem of investors, entrepreneurs, and other stakeholders who share a common goal of promoting innovation-driven economic growth across the continent. In summary, efforts to get angel investors to support digital innovation hubs across Africa in thematic areas, including clean tech, climate smart agriculture, smart cities, and of course, digital trade, have significant benefits, in my opinion, for both investors and society at large. These investments have the potential, as I've said, and I will continue to say, to drive economic growth while promoting sustainability and social impact. Now, finally, this is about getting angels to invest together thematically. When we started out, it was geography-based. So we have the Cairo Angels, we've got the Alex Angels, we've got the Nairobi Angels, we've got the Lagos Angels. So the foundation's in place. We've got Josie Angels. We believe we have the potential to make a significant impact by bringing together these angel investors to co-invest in these thematic areas. So it's about bringing everybody together to do, to get, and to be, and to have. What? First of all, increased funding. Co-investing allows for larger investment rounds, which can provide much needed funding for startups in these emerging sectors. This increased funding is going to help accelerate growth and improve the chances of success. Second is diversification of risk. Investing in startups is inherently risky. We all know that. But co-investing with other angel investors allows for diversification of risk across multiple companies and sectors. This reduces the chances of losing all investments in one startup. Third, access to expertise. When angel investors come together to invest in a startup, they're going to bring with them diverse knowledge and experience that is shared with the entrepreneurs. Okay, this is what's going to help us. I'm living this. This is what helps the startup overcome the challenges and achieve their goals more efficiently, because you've been there, you've done that. You know where to say, hey, hang on, a little more to the left. No, 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 don't move, just keep going. Either one, right? We're talking of broader networks. Co-investing with other angel investors provides opportunities for networking and building relationships within the investment community. This is going to lead to new investment opportunities, as well as partnerships and collaborations between different stakeholders. I would say that, wouldn't I? My formal title at TVC Labs is Collaborator in Chief. Now, I've been banging on, and I've said, I'll say it again, it's promoting economic development. By investing in startups focused on themes like clean tech or climate smart agriculture, we're contributing positively to society by promoting sustainable development while we're creating jobs and, guess what? Actually improving the living standards across the continent. Finally, like I said, last year we fired the shot. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement is alive and well, and it will continue to grow. And what this does is it encourages cross-border collaboration. Our efforts to bring together angel investors from across Africa will promote cross-border collaboration, which is going to help create an ecosystem that promotes entrepreneurship, innovation, and ultimately drives economic growth across Africa. So, yeah, I've yadded on for quite a while. I want to thank you for listening to me. In conclusion, ABAN's initiative to bring it together, to bring all of this together in terms of angel investors from across African continent to co-invest in selected startups from the 4 thematic areas of clean tech, smart cities, climate smart agriculture, and digital trade has an amazing potential for generating not just financial returns, but also promoting sustainable development and social impact on the continent. My name's Tomi Davies. I'd like to thank you all for listening to me. I hope that helps.
Thank you very much, Tidi, and it was a great pleasure listening to you. And next up, I would like to invite Yemi Carey, who is the co-founder and an angel investor herself. She has a very diverse portfolio, mainly focusing on women, but she has a particular interest in clean technology because she has actively invested in companies across the continent that are actually solving issues related to to energy. And Yemi Carey has been selected as one of the clean technology thematic network champion. And I would like to invite you now to say a few words.
Thank you, Fadila. Thanks, Tomi, for setting the tone for this session. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow investors. And thanks for joining us this evening. A few words I have been told. This morning I read the detailed business landscape report from the World Bank, and what popped out to me was clean tech. I mean, because we're having this meeting today, and it said that it was still a relatively small digital subset in terms of the number of firms that play in this space, in terms of the investments received, and the successful exits on the continent. It further said that the highest number of clean tech firms are in North America and Europe, but the biggest concentration controlling the GDP per capita is in the US, China, and India. And what really came to me was the population on these three countries. Now, having said that, I then began to think that, look, we have major opportunity. These large clean tech firms across the world are principally active in the renewable energy space, as well as the circular economy sectors. So that includes sustainable food production. It includes the transportation, recycling, energy, green packaging. All of these are where the concentration of the green tech firms are. And what this suggests really is that these types of clean tech solutions may be more market ready, and the technology is more ready to scale. So how do we, as angel investors on the continent of Africa with these 54 countries, then start to build and invest in this thematic area? And that is where I see that AEDIB, ABAN, and ABAN have come together and are giving us and affording us the opportunity to be able to play in this space. First, Tomi has mentioned the master classes. So they will train us as angel investors to be ready to support the startups that will come out of this thematic area. I mean, in order to deploy clean tech solutions that are still in the early stage of development, it is important that the technical feasibility and the commercial sustainability of these companies are well, the structure is well in place. I have seen a lot of companies that do waste to wealth. And after about 1 or 2 years, they fizzle away. Some still struggle, because they didn't do the studies very well in order to know how sustainable those, whether you're picking up paper, whether you're picking up plastics, is going to be. And that is really where we come in. And this is what the upskilling of clean tech, I'm just going to be saying clean tech section, sector-focused angel network is very important, because once we are trained and well equipped, we'll be able to support the startups as well as the digital innovation hubs. So I would encourage that as we are all interested in these thematic areas, we should be prepared to not only mentor, but give professional skills and, and also, our networking access to markets to be able to build scalable ventures out of this. Like Tomi says, we all want to make money at the end of the day. But we also, when talking about money, and the added advantage here is that of the we're going to be leveraging on the infrastructure of the Catalytic Africa, so that we would then have follow-on rounds of funding or co-investments of funding. So I think that the field is all set for us, and they have carefully looked at all of the pillars that will enable us to make a success out of this thematic area. And so I encourage all of us to put on our heads and watch this space. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Yemi. It's a pleasure, and we're very happy to have you on board. And the next person that I would like to invite to say a few words is Umulinga, who is a champion for climate smart agriculture thematic area. And Umulinga has a particular interest in climate smart agriculture, and she has been an active investor for a number of years and currently has a portfolio of many ventures that are actually building solutions within that sector. Welcome, Umulinga, and please, we'd like to hear from you. And also, I would like to, I'm not sure if Hannah, I would like to make sure that Hannah follow immediately after you, because you are you yourself, Humulinga and Hannah Subai from DRC, are both champion for the climate smart agriculture. So please start off, Humulinga.
Thank you very much, Fadila. So it's a pleasure to be here. I'm so happy to see so many familiar and new names in this event tonight. So I am very happy to be part of the Climate Smart network of ABAN. I particularly like agriculture because it employs most of Africans. And the reason why I want to be an angel investor is because I want to help create jobs. Besides, it of course is going to be great for helping food security and also create good returns for investors. So Hannah and I are very excited about this new network that ABAN and EBAN are really putting a lot of efforts to organize us, and I expect us to really make a good impact on the continent. We have a pipeline of already 20 startups that we want to present to you, and we can't wait for the demo day. Over to you, Hannah.
Very much, and well done, Tomi, Omulinga, and Fadila. So I'm not going to spend too much time. My name is Hannah Subeika Mwanga. I'm also part of the ABAN team, and I am the co-founder of DRC Impact Angels, which is an active angel club in DRC. I'm very excited about the Smart Agriculture Network because I think it's about time for us African people to actually identify, understand, and find ourselves the right solution to the agriculture problems and issues that we are facing. Until now, I think all the solutions that we're trying to use on our continent when it comes to food security or agriculture were mainly coming from other continents, and clearly it's not working. So we need to find a new business model, new technologies, and/or new ways of, producing food and using agricultural, I would say, technical features that work in Africa. And as an angel investor on the continent and from the continent, I'm very pleased to be able to do that with ABAN. So looking forward to work together with you guys.
Thank you very much, Hannah. We had two other individuals, unfortunately, who could not join us today. We have Linton Peter from Everyone's Venture, based in South Africa, who has been a selected champion for digital trade, and Ishmael from Cairo Angels, who have also been selected for smart cities. They could not join us this evening, but they will be looking over this video and exchanging with all the individual angel investors who have already joined each of these thematic that we highlighted this evening. And as I've continued to mention, ABAN is working closely with the champions, the various champions, and we're making sure that all the activity pertaining to building sustainable thematic areas are actually solid enough in order to support the ecosystem, specifically Digital Innovation Hub, that are also focusing on this thematic, and of course, eventually influencing policymakers and making sure that any other stakeholders who is involved in building this ecosystem will help us in our journey. And I will now open the floor to all, anyone, angel investor currently attending this session, to ask any question. And the champions are here, and TD is also here to answer your question. Seems like there's no question. All right. Before we close off, I would like to share with you our next step. After this session, we're going to have several info session for other members who could not join today. But after this info session, we'll move on straight to the set of masterclass that we have planned throughout this year, and also training session that will be given to the selected Digital Innovation Hub. And at the same time, we have already existing vehicle that will be used to actually facilitate all the investment made into ventures that are focusing in these thematic areas. And I would like to invite TD to give a closing. Oh, we have Brian. Brian has raised his hand. Please, Brian, can you go ahead? Can you kindly introduce yourself and ask your question?
Thank you. My name is Brian Ndiaguma from Kampala. I invest in food and beverage enterprises. And this is my first time joining this. I'm very grateful. And I know the thematic areas for this conversation are not particularly in line with food and beverage per se. I would like to be guided if down the line, this is a thematic area any one of the angels or ABAN would be interested in, because I would down the line, I would have some activities happening and I'd like to speak to someone about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brian. TD, would you like to take on that?
I think it depends on the nature of, Brian, what you're trying to do. If you're starting a new enterprise that is going to be very fast-paced in food and beverage, and I've seen quite a few of those, then there's no doubt Kampala, we've got, I don't know if you're familiar with Innovation Village in Kampala.
I am.
Sorry?
I am.
Fantastic. So with Innovation Village, you've got the Kampala Angel Investment Network that would probably be my first port of call for your venture in terms of the first step after you have built something that has proven that there's actually a business, there's some kind of business model in there. Then I would approach the Kampala Angels as a starting point for angel investment. And then they would probably, you lean on them for access to venture capital partners who can then help along the way. I trust that helps.
It does. Thank you very much. I will seek out the Innovation Village and Angel Investment Network that you mentioned.
When you get there, ask for a gentleman by the name of C.K. Jaffet.
All right.
Okay, and tell him you were in a session like this and TD says he's got an angel network. Can they help you?
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Brian, for your question. Well, we have all our networks now, thematic networks, and each of these thematic networks, there is a mailing list for any angel investor interested in joining the network. So far, we have overall, we have about 75 angel investors who have registered to join each and every one of these networks. And activities have already kicked off. For the climate smart agriculture, we are working on the venture showcase, which will happen this month, and we will communicate the date. Essentially, the venture showcase for climate smart agriculture related is a session that will entail a pitch from 5 agriculture focused entities operating on the continent. And these ventures have been selected by the angel investors within the climate smart agriculture thematic investor network. And the session will last for about 30 to 1 hour. where we will be evaluating these number of startup ventures operating in the sector. And then the various angels would decide whether they want to invest or not. But the essential point is that they would be investing together. And I would like to highlight again that these are cross-border networks, which means that we'll have multiple investors from different African regions that will come together to pool the capital to invest in the selected entities. And very soon, by next month, we will be connecting with the selected digital innovation hub that I will be focusing on each thematic and will be engaging with this digital innovation hub. I think we have had a great session. Thank you all for joining. And if anyone has any question, please, this is the time to go ahead and ask. I see a name, see a hand from Fabrice. Please, Fabrice, can you kindly introduce yourself and ask your question? After you, Kiko, can you please go ahead?
Thank you, Fadila. Hi, everyone. My name is Fabrice. I'm an angel investor, member of DNA in Dakar and Gabon Angel Investor Network. I'm a generalist business angel. The question that I have is whether the pitch sessions are open to those who are part of this call, or can I extend the invitation to members of my networks who might be interested?
Please do so. These sessions are essentially open to any angel investors, interested investors, and existing angel investors who are interested in those thematic areas. So you can go ahead and also share the email address, and then we were going to send them a copy of the recording, or you can forward it to them after you receive them.
Also, Fabrice, please get in touch.
All right, I will.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Kiko from Thematic, based in Morogoro, Tanzania. So I had a question. Thematic is a venture builder. We help university student transition from schooling to social tech startup entrepreneurship. Right now, we are focusing on agri-tech. And my question, I was asking this question with regards to will the master classes be specifically for digital innovation hubs or for angel investors? So I missed that. And then my second question was with innovation hubs that were going to be selected. Are they from specific country, or there are some specific criteria that will be used to actually select them for the program?
The digital innovation hubs, I think, are in the process of being selected. And the team focusing on selecting this digital innovation hub, focusing on these thematic areas, they have been working on that for more than a year now. And however, if you are a digital innovation hub focusing in that thematic area, it does not stop you from actually connecting with the Angel Network focusing on the same thematic, right? All you have to do is to get in contact with ABAN, and we'll make sure that you have all the information that is required. And the second question was the training. There are two sets of trainings. The first set of training would be focusing on actually training the angel investors in the thematic areas. And the second set will be making sure that the angel investors are able to support Digital Innovation Hub, focusing on the same thematic, either through masterclasses, events, and also sharing tools and knowledge that will help them build investable startup in those thematics. Thank you very much. Right. Thank you all for attending this info session, and we look forward to engaging more with you in the near future. And once again, thank you to TD for this insightful introduction, and thank you to all our champions that have taken the lead in pretty much driving these thematic networks that we are putting together. And without a doubt, we know that we'll be able to yield positive results and impactful result for the continent. And also I want to make sure that to highlight that these networks that are being created are cross-border, which means that they involve African angel investor as well as European and other angel investor across the globe. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Fadila. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Bye-bye. Yeah.